Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We will let the notifications go out that we are live and online and ready for today's edition of the Coffee Chat Show. Good morning, everyone. I think that I will be smart today and start the audio right away. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Grab some coffee or something, a notebook. Good morning, Mary. I'm just going to start the audio version. So good morning to anyone who's listening to this later via audio. Good morning, Shannon, Mary, everybody. Morning, everyone. It was 11 degrees this morning here in Vermont. A little chilly. I don't know what the temperature is where all of you are, but it was a little cold. Good morning, Jody. I have my coffee too somewhere. My favorite Cardinal mug. Good morning, Kirsten. All right, so we're ready to rock and roll. This is another chapter, chapter 6, the law of environment. I will say this is not earth-shattering news that the environment that you put yourself in has everything to do with whether you grow or not. Good morning, Angie, Heather. Let me first say, anyone who is not a member of the Warrior Mindset group, that is a private Facebook group where we are continuing to, my husband's watching from upstairs. That is a private Facebook group where we are continuing to revisit this material throughout the week. Tracy makes little video clips. Good morning, Diane. And she makes posts and I put stuff up there. We started playing the effectiveness game in there this week. I noticed something interesting about myself with the game so far, which I'll talk about in a minute. So if you want to, also, I am going to start offering coaching again for a few select folks that really want to work on something. Tracy is also going to start offering, we're going to start offering Tracy as a coach for coaching packages, and we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to create, so I don't know if you folks know this, but I am a certified Wiley Disc practitioner. Tracy will soon be a certified Wiley Disc practitioner. Tracy is a certified coach. I am a certified coach and a certified master coach. Fortunato Partners, which is my company, is a licensed partner of Wiley Disc for both the 5 behaviors and disc assessments. I am also a John Maxwell corporate facilitator, and I am also a John Maxwell coach, speaker, and trainer. So, all that being said, we are retooling the offerings of Fortunato Partners as a whole. We are building a new site, Revealing Leaders, which will be up by January. And the way that we are going to offer coaching with people is we will run a disc assessment on you, and then we will get that report back and we'll work through that report with you, and we'll kind of show you some things about yourself where you might have areas to grow and stretch. Good morning, Kimberly Ann. Good morning, Jasmine. And then with me, it will be 3 sessions plus the assessment. And then Tracy will do, ongoing stuff. But if I'm coaching, it is only going to be for someone that really wants to move themselves from where they are to where they want to go. Tracy's pricing structure is a little bit less than mine. I've just got many more years of the business experience, and I've got, different things that Tracy and I have different skill sets. So Tracy is an excellent accountability coach. Good morning, Gigi, and an excellent coach to move you forward in your life. I am more the coach to move you forward in your side hustle or your business, or if you are a leader in business, if you're a professional woman and you want to move your career ahead or something like that. Gigi's new here. Gigi, welcome to the Coffee Chat Show, a live show we do every Saturday morning at 8:30. We are currently working through the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. We are on law number 6. So the coaching thing, we are going to offer special pricing to members of the Working Warrior Moms Warrior Mindset private Facebook group. So that's where we are going to be putting offers and special pricing and things like that. So if you're interested in getting deeper into what we're doing, you should join that private Facebook group. It is called the Warrior Mindset Group. It is visible from the page. You have to answer some questions and agree to the terms and conditions of the group. Tracy is also dropping the link right now in the comment section. So if you're interested in working a little bit deeper, both for free and learning about what we do that we charge for, you are welcome to join that group. So that being said, we are also going to do 4 live events in Boston in 2023. I'm waiting for confirmation from the hotel for those dates. That will be for entrepreneurs, so people that have a project or a side hustle or a business, or you are a business yourself, or you manage a business, or you have an entrepreneurial spirit, whatever the case may be. So more on that soon. Good morning, Stevie. So the laws, the first law was the law of intentionality, right? You have to be able to be intentional about your personal growth. You are not just going to grow by accident. You are not just going to sit around and grow as a person. You have to be intentional about that. So that's the law of intentionality. The law of awareness was the second law, which says you have to know yourself to grow yourself. So we talked about you needing to know what it is that you even want to do. What areas do you want to grow in? Where do you want to go? You're here. You want to get here. Where is here? What is it that you want for yourself? Without a plan, you're not going to get anywhere, right? You have to know where you're going in order to start to get there. The law of the mirror is to really understand your worth and your value. So there was an exercise that we threw out there, which John Maxwell has in here, which is list out 100 things that you like about yourself, 100 positive traits, 100 positive qualities about yourself. So we encouraged you to do that work in your notebook. The law of reflection was kind of taking that pause, thinking about things, thinking about all that you're learning, thinking about the areas you want to grow, thinking about your plan for growth. So you might be on a plan for growth and you do, let's say you do a course, or you do, Cynthia, thank you. She's got a personal recommendation for Tracy. Cynthia is one of Tracy's coaching clients. So thank you, Cynthia. You want to take pauses. You want to take time to reflect. So you're growing. Let's say you're reading a book. Let's say you do a certificate course, or you do 3 certificate courses and then you read 2 books. You require time to marinate in all that you're learning as you're going. So that's the law of, that's the reflection, right? That's the pause. Take a pause. Then last week we talked about the law of consistency, which is that the small daily habits and the things that you do every day, like that matters. And it matters that you're consistent. Huge change doesn't just happen like boom, unless it's, something completely unexpected. But the big changes that you kind of plan for, or that you want to see happen in your life, like doubling your income, or becoming someone who owns your own business, or starting a business, or any of those big things, that requires you to do small little actions every day consistently over time. And that consistency is like what builds your backbone, right? All these little things done over and over and over again consistently over time, that's what nets you those big results. That's what, like, people that are watching, like, all of a sudden see, oh my God, she did this. They don't see all the times that you got up and made the bed and cleaned up the stuff when you didn't feel like it, all the affirmations that you said every morning, all of the things that you forced yourself to do on the daily that you didn't want to do, right? So while we're talking about the law of consistency, We started playing the effectiveness game last week for anyone that wanted to. We talked about it in the Warrior Mindset Facebook group more than we talked about it on the coffee chat. So that is giving yourself, oftentimes we think we're so productive and we are doing so many things that we need to get done. And sometimes we just keep dealing with the urgent instead of dealing with the priorities. So a good way to check yourself on that is this effectiveness game. And it's 10, you assign yourself the 10 things that if you did those 10 things every day, you would personally feel like you were knocking it out of the park in your life. And then you give yourself a score every day for 7 days. So could be simple things, saying your prayers, having a cup of coffee by yourself and taking 10 minutes to reflect, doing your gratitude journal, making your bed, keeping your desk clean, making sure the living room's clean when you go to bed at night. Those are some of the things on my list. Now, the effectiveness game will tell you something about yourself, okay? So I'm going to share. I find this out, by the way, every time I play the effectiveness game. Every time I play the game, this becomes very apparent to me. I started out 100, this is Monday. 100, 80, 70, 90. Okay, this is what happens. I start out really strong, like you all might. I have a goal. I have a project. I have a plan. Man, I'm a badass. I'm going at it. Then by kind of the middle of the road, you wane off a little bit, and then you might drop down a little further, hence the 80 and the 70. Then you look at it and you're like, oh shit, I'm doing that again. I'm kind of like, going that. And then you kind of check yourself, and yesterday I went back up to 90, right? So, Gigi, it's John Maxwell's The 15 Immutable Laws of Growth is the book that we're dealing with. But the effectiveness game is something that we invented at Fortunato Partners. So the book you can buy on Amazon. It's John Maxwell, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, and we are on law number 6 today. It looks like that. But you can get it in paperback on Amazon for $13 or $14. I suspect that if you guys play the game, you will see some things about yourself. You will either see that you are not as effective as you think you are. You will maybe see that you are more effective than you think you are. Or, like myself, you will see how you operate. And this is truly how I operate. I have every good intention. I go like a bat out of hell. And then, we get a little dip. And then I realize that I'm dipping. And then I pull myself back out. So the law of consistency, which we talked about last week, would basically be to get yourself to a point where there were no dips, right? So if you were a solid 80, you're a solid 80. That means you're consistent. If you're a solid 90 or a solid 100 or a solid 70 even, it means you're consistent. You want to avoid this, okay? Because the dips zap your power, just so you understand, right? You create more momentum by being consistent than you do with dipping down and coming back up and dipping down and coming back up and dipping down and coming back up. So, we are striving for consistency. Gigi, you are new and you want to know. Okay, so if anyone's just joining us, I suggest that you, when you have time, go back. So it would be today's number 6. So the last 5 versions of the Coffee Chat Show, which, Gigi, go to thecoffeechatshow.com. That's thecoffeechatshow.com. That will show you all the free downloads, and it will also give you our YouTube link, links you to our Facebook page, and also the audio podcast. So all of these Coffee Chat shows go up on our podcast platform after I finish the show. And then the videos also get loaded onto YouTube a day or so, a couple days afterwards. And the videos also sit on our Facebook page. So you can go back at any time and watch. You can watch episodes of the Coffee Chat Show all the way back to 2016 if you really wanted to. So I recommend that you at some point go, if you are just coming into our study of John Maxwell's book, I think it would be valuable for you to go back to the first chapter that we covered and go along with us. And we will take a break. Tracy, are we off? I think we are off Christmas Eve day. And we are with you New Year's Eve day. So I think we have however many more weeks before Christmas weekend, and then we're off for a Saturday, which will give everybody a chance to A, enjoy Christmas, and B, catch up if you missed a session. You can see who needs more coffee. So let's talk about the law of environment. This is something that we talk about all the time. All the time on Coffee Chat Show, I'm constantly saying, you know, who you surround yourself with, what is around you. Like if your mindset is one of growth, but you are living in a situation where your house is like a filthy, cluttered mess, and then you're trying to, push yourself ahead mentally, except that when you look around your space, it's a disaster. That's your environment. That matters. If you are attempting to push yourself forward mentally and you hang out with a bunch of people that are always talking about what's wrong with everything, and that's your kind of your personal posse, they are negative and they are critical, and they are not working on themselves, like you may have to start to look at who you surround yourself with. Your environment matters. John Maxwell talks about in here. Jim Rohn is famous for saying that you are the direct result of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. These days, we don't always spend personal time, with people, but we are virtually with them, or we're on the phone with them, or whatever. So it's kind of like that. Your inner group that you are talking to most, that is kind of your personal environment. So if that is not supporting your growth plan, then you might want to take a look at that as we end this year and come into the new year. I suggest this is a good time to look at your environment, look at what's around you, look at the people that you're talking to, associating with, look at your material environment, like are things clean and neat? Is it dusty? Is it dirty? Is it cluttered? Are you holding on to old stuff that you don't need anymore? Do you have a closet full of clothes, things that you're not even wearing? Maybe you just don't want to let them go because you don't want to feel poor and not have any clothes. Like, what is in your environment? And does your environment represent your growth plan? So most people at the new year are talking about goals. And here on the Working Warrior Mom and the Coffee Chat Show and Revealing Leaders, we are talking about what is your growth plan for 2023, which includes, things that are goal-oriented, like I want to take this class, or I want to double my income, or I want to get this job. But we are also talking to you about what are your habits, what are your plans for yourself for the next year? And what are the consistent behaviors that are going to help you to get there? And are you surrounded daily by something that's going to support you? Are you surrounded by the people that are going to cheer you on for whatever it is that you want to do? If you want somebody to be a cheerleader, there's a couple different things I would recommend. One, you can join the Warrior Mindset Facebook group. If you are a business person and you are in Boston, I would highly recommend the Boston Business Women's Group, which I happen to have just joined. And they are a collection of professional women. I believe there are about 44,000 professional women in the Boston area. And they are really supportive of, if you're in the group and you're posting about your business or whatever, everyone's cheering everyone on, and pushing them forward. In the Warrior Mindset group, you can be from anywhere and join our group. We're building that group. It's something new that we're doing. We've got about 200 people so far. and we add people every Saturday morning when we talk about it. We're a little selective about who we'll add. We do look at your profile. We do make sure that you have agreed to the question, that you have answered the questions, told us what your goals are for joining the group, and that you agree to our terms and conditions, which is that, there's no negativity, no criticism, no politics, no religion. We're there to support people's growth mindedness. Your environment matters. Your environment matters. I feel like that's a no-brainer in a way, right? Maybe that's just because I talk about it all the time. But I feel like it matters that you guys would know, and maybe you don't realize, but what's around you matters. For instance, if you could all look around and see my office right now, you'd be very disappointed in me because it's a hot mess. And my goal for today is to clean it all up. So accountability partners are great. If you would like an accountability partner, you could hire Tracy or I as a coach. Again, Tracy is the one that does sort of the life coaching. I do executive coaching. So I am a little bit of a different animal. We will be announcing some different pricing structures for the ways that we're going to coach people in 2023. If you are interested in having an accountability person that you are paying for, join the Warrior Mindset group, which is free. And you can just put on there that you're interested in talking to one of us about coaching. If you would like just to ask for an accountability partner from one of the other people in the group, you're welcome to do that as well. So there is no charge for the Warrior Mindset group. However, we are just careful about who we allow into the group, and we do monitor the group every day. Tracy and I are in there. Kim is in there a fair amount as well. And we are looking at what's happening. Mary, what's the difference between what? So your environment matters. If you need to be accountable to someone about where you want to go and where you want to grow, then I recommend, if you don't have people in your life that are helping you to move forward, that are pushing you to move forward, I recommend you join our group and you start to get some support from us. We'll cheer you on. If you are hoarding things, if you have drawers that are overflowing and closets that are messy and under cabinets is messy and all of those kinds of things, I suggest you get trash bags and start cleaning it out for the new year. All that stuff holds your energy, by the way. I think it's Marie Kondo that, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, Kondo. She's got that book about feng shui and about the energy of objects and all that. Excuse me, that is not my specialty. However, it is no joke. Your items hold your energy. So when you're holding on to old items, that is holding the old ways of being for you. And it might be time to release and let that go. Mary's asking, what's the difference between my coaching and Tracy's coaching? The difference is that I am an executive coach, so I specifically work with entrepreneurs, so people that own their own businesses, managers and leaders of teams, CEOs, C-suite people, executive women, people that are responsible for big projects or big teams, somebody that's starting their own business, all of that stuff. Tracy doesn't do business in her arena of coaching. Tracy coaches, Tracy does, so there's life coaches, there's executive coaches. I guess that's the best way to give you the difference between us. Tracy is a life coach. I am a life coach, however, I don't specialize in that. I am also a professional coach, and I'm an executive coach, and I am a leadership trainer. So I am more like if you have a side hustle, if you want to start your own business, if you are not sure how to grow your business, if you are leading a team, if you manage a company or a project like that. So I am far more expensive than Tracy is because of those things. I have almost 38 years now in C-suite positions across the board in all different kinds of companies. I am also currently the CEO of Delta Hire, which is a large staffing and workforce development firm based out of Miami. So I just am the more professional, business oriented. That's my specialty. Tracy's specialty is life coaching. So if you're having a relationship difficulty, or if you are, a single mom and you're having trouble because you're overwhelmed and you are trying to just sort your life, Tracy's your girl, for sure. If you want to start a arts and crafts business and you are unsure of how to do that or what you need to do or how you need to hold yourself to be a business person, then that would be me. So also, if you, like I said, if you are an executive and you are a team lead or a leader of a company and you are interested in developing yourself as a leader, I would be your person for that. That's the best way to say it. I hold a bunch of certificates from Harvard Business School. I hold one from Yale. I'm a member of John Maxwell's team. So I just have a lot more in the business-oriented stuff. I have a lot more experience in that realm. Tracy is an astute life coach, and we have been together as friends and as coaches for probably 30 years. Tracy currently is in Indiana. I am trying to convince her to come back to New England and grow Fortunato Partners with me. So if anyone's in New England and they want to see Tracy come back, you can help me. You can help me plead my case. All right. So your environment, it matters. Clean it up. I'm going to clean up mine. I suggest you clean up yours. I suggest you join our group, the Warrior Mindset Group, so you can find out more about what we do. Stevie, does Tracy offer the kind? Tracy offers personal coaching. Yes. She does. And I will coach a person. I just want you to have a project. I am also my prices are a lot different than Tracy's. So executive coaching is my forte and my specialty. We are looking at adding a couple of other coaches under Fortunato Partners stable of coaches too. We're thinking of adding a coach that specializes in relationship. And we also have a coach that specializes in wellness already. But we are retooling everything, and we'll be kind of launching this new, business-oriented site in January. Okay, so I guess that's really it for today. I have a lot to do. I have Christmas presents to wrap, and I have things to clean up around here. I suggest that you grab your notebook, revisit laws 1 to 6. If you've missed any of the sessions, I suggest maybe you listen to them while you're cleaning out your closets there on audio, on Spotify. But you can go to thecoffeechatshow.com and you can, we're on Apple, iTunes, Spotify. We're on a couple different podcasting platforms with the show. So you could listen while you clean up your environment. Really we only have a few weeks left of the year, so I really want to encourage you to start working on your growth plan. Joy says Fort Wayne loves Tracy. I'm sure that you folks do. We miss her back in New England, though. She's a New England girl. It matters. Although she could go back and forth, there's no reason she can't be, a dual resident. Your growth plan matters. Putting some time into your growth plan matters. Growth is not just going to happen. So I suggest that it's not just goals that you're, working on listing out for 2023, but that you're really working on what is my growth plan? What habits do I want to change? What circumstances do I want to change? You know, what do I want to change about my environment? Candy, a growth plan is you planning your personal growth. What do you want to learn in 2023? What do you want to change? What new habits would you like to adopt? What do you want to leave behind? What is your strategy for growth? If you want to lose 20 pounds, for instance, what is your strategy for that? It's not just going to happen. So are you going to join a gym? Are you going to get a coach? Are you going to have an accountability partner? Those are the things that go into a growth plan, right? Is asking yourself some questions. Where do you want to go? And then how are you going to get there? And then mapping out the behaviors that are going to get you there. And maybe next week we will really talk about the growth plan while we're talking about whatever the next chapter is. Let's see, what is it? The next chapter is the law of design, which is perfect. Perfect. I didn't even know that. So the law of design is to maximize growth and develop strategies. Well, there you go. That's what we'll be talking about next week. All right, you guys have a great week, and go to thecoffeechatshow.com. You can find out everything you need to know, and we'll see you soon. Oops. Yep. Okay.